To that left the bat. It was always going to be on the roof. Oh, he's had a go at that one. That one he has hit well. That one sailing way down over the deep long on fence. And a big six it is as well. Have a look at this. He's whacked it. Up she goes. There it is. You can see it. Now, where does it come down? On the roof of the stand.
On the roof of the stand, indeed. It is finally time to swivel the spotlight over to the oval of cricket, the cricket oval. Yes, we're going to be covering all sides of it. Let's start with the India Women Tour of England. Yes. Oh my goodness. So we've talked about it. It's been a long time coming. There were T20I games. I'll run through them. So this has gone on over the last 6-7 weeks or so. I think very tail end of May is when it started. That first T20I, the Indian ladies scored 188 at a loss of 7 and then got England all out at 150, winning that one by 38. England came back in the second one, batted first, scored 168 at a loss of 5, and then got India all out. Actually, not all out, all done at 20 overs, but holding them to 142, winning by 26. Third one, India ladies scored almost as much as that first one where they scored 188. They scored 180 at a loss of 5, only to have the English ladies catch them in the 19th over with only 4 wickets gone. England wins by 6 wickets with 9 balls remaining, 184-180. After that, we got into where were we? Boom, boom, boom. The test match. All right. The test is happening right now. Day 3 is done. And it looks like the Indian ladies will be able to take this. They batted first, scored 285, and then turned around and held the English ladies to just 170 before they were all done. And then as they got their batting for the second inning going, they put up another 341, leaving the English ladies with a target of almost 450, 455. And at this point, at the end of the third day, the English ladies have scored 95 but have lost 5 wickets, which means 5 wickets in hand. They need to score 362 in the next 2 days. Otherwise, they are done. So here we are. How do we get here? Well, Samriti Mandhana, the opener in the first innings, scored 83 off of 108. And then it was a team effort after that to get them to that total of 285. But it was the bowling that took center stage as they took the English ladies out at 170 in only, I think it was basically in 59 overs. It was the first delivery of the 60th over when they got him. So low score, low number of overs bowled, and nobody could really do much. Amy Jones, the wicket keeper, got herself a half century on only 62 deliveries, strike rate of 83 with 6 fours, no sixes. But outside of that, nobody did anything. 170, they were all done. And Kranti Gaud, 17 overs, 7 of them maiden, and 5 wickets for an economy of 2.17. Yeah, she had a good day. Did she? I mean, it was pretty dominant. pretty dominant. And then in that second innings, Simriti Mandhana again scored 70 off of 130, but Shifali Verma, the other opener, also got 33. But most importantly, Yastika Bhatia, the keeper, came in at one down and got herself a century, a maiden century, 113 off of 158, 14 fours, no sixes, strike rate of 71. And that's what carried them to that 341 total. And then they just started to mow down, just absolutely mow down the English lineup. The two openers, they were both gone by the third over, with England only having scored 6 runs. Yeah, think about that. The one down, Heather Knight, who came in, she faced 34 deliveries, scored only 13 for a strike rate of 38 before she was gone. Nat Skyver-Brunt, the captain, came in at 2 down, scoring 11 off of 25 before she was bowled out by Rana. Just nobody getting anything done. Alice Capsey, 3 down, 21 off 35, bowled out. So here we have Amy Jones and Mady Villiers batting right now, and 96 at a loss of 5 after 27 overs at the end of the third day. And here we go, basically have it in hand. Friends, got to tell you real quick about Zohra Mavani. If you've been injured, your life can change in an instant. You need someone who understands you, your language, your background, and your community. Someone who will stand up for you and fight for what is right. Attorney Zohra Mavani of Mavani and Hernandez Law Firm, PLLC, proudly represents families across DFW and Houston in car accidents, truck accidents, rideshare injuries, workplace injuries, wrongful death, and much, much more. With over a decade of experience, Attorney Zohra Mavani believes you are more than just another case, but that you actually deserve a voice. If you've been hurt, Attorney Zohra Mavani fights for you. Call now at 469-494-3990 for your free consultation, or visit the Voice of Texas, www.mavanihernandezlaw.com. Attorney Zohra Mavani, Texas ki awaaz. All right, we gotta pick this up. We have got to pick this up a little bit. Let you have an update real quick. So Zverev now in that second set is leading 3-2. We're back on serve. Sinner serving right now, trailing by a game, and that sixth game tied 30-30.
Congratulations, you're in order.
New Zealand tour of West Indies. This took place, the first ODI, just yesterday, where New Zealand, sorry about that, scored 267, only for the West Indies to not only chase them down, but chase them down somewhat easily. I say somewhat easily because it took them all the way to the fifth delivery of the 49th over. So they only had 7 deliveries left, but they only lost 3 wickets. In this one, New Zealand, one of the openers, Will Young, almost got himself a half century, scoring 49 off of 63. Daryl Mitchell just kept doing Daryl Mitchell things, came in at 2 down and scored 65 off of 73 deliveries. All in all, they got to 267. And as I said, West Indies just made short work of them, even though John Campbell at the top got out pretty quickly, scoring only 11 off of 16. And the other opener, Akeem August, only 38 off of 58. But boy, 1 down and 2 down. Kesey Carty, Shea Hope, the captain now, the captain and the keeper. Both of them just about got to a century. didn't cross the finish line. Casey Carty, 95 off of 112 before he was gone. Shea Hope was not out, couldn't quite reach the century there, scoring 87 off of 92, not out, 4 4s and 4 6s. So made short work of them for sure here, winning 268, 267. We now have 4 more ODIs. This is a 5 match ODI series. So lots and lots of cricket coming uh, from West Indies, between the West Indies and the New Zealand teams. That last match is going to be on the 21st. So over the next couple of weeks, there will be a lot of games to be had. The Wimbledon men's final is now tied 3-3 in the second set. Zverev is on serve. Seventh game tied 15 all. All right. When the West Indies finishes, when they finish with New Zealand, they're going to host Pakistan. Pakistan is going to be in West Indies for a couple of test matches. So looking forward to that, starting on the 25th of this month. All right, let's talk about the big one, shall we? Goodness. Let us talk about the big one. But before we do that, got to tell you about something going on today. After the huge success of the Ramadan pop-up, Fashion Pakistan Lounge is back, and is back today. Between 12 noon and 8 p.m. at the Frisco Hall Event Center, 5353 Independence Parkway, Frisco. Designers include Jeem, Warda Qutub Khan, Rabia Zuhur, Samir Patel, Mehnur Azhar, Ana Makhlaq, Itna Drama, Shipra Creations, Arsalan Iqbal, and many more. Get ready for the style explosion, because FPL has come. 12 minutes. 12 minutes it's going to get going. If you're not over there right now, get in your car, start heading over to the Frisco Hall Event Center, because this thing goes down starting at noon, goes all the way until 8 p.m. All right. Let's talk the Indian tour of England. And we kind of touched on it last week. Oh, hold on. This might be fortunate timing. Radio Azad, you're on the air.
Hey, Rizwan, this is Uzair. How you doing?
Hey, Uzair. I'm doing well. I was wondering, I was expecting Rahul to call in. I wasn't expecting you to call in. So pleasant surprise. Welcome.
भाई cricket की बात कर रहे हो, so I was like, okay,
I think
I have to call.
sahi time pe call kiya. So I'm talking about, or just started to talk about, the Indian tour of England and what has transpired. And what has transpired is, first off, man, why can we not get past the rain? Like, come on. The first T20 was rained out, no result. But the second one, England won, high scoring, 191 to 190. The third one, England won, like absolutely destroyed India, 201 they put up, and then got India all out at 76. That was surprising. Third one, which, the fourth match, but the third result, England again made short work, got India all out at 158, or all done at 20 overs, 158 at a loss of 7. So pretty good bowling there, and then just absolute destruction with the bat, 159, 158. The big bopper here, Phil Salt. I mean, Phil Salt and Harry Brook just absolutely destroyed India in this one. 59 for Salt, 79 for Harry Brook. And then that fifth T20I, it looked like, at least when England was batting, it just looked like India had been broken. They lost their spirit. They lost their fight.
Yeah, they gave up too early.
257. And who is it? The usual culprits. Joss Butler, 131 off of just 64 deliveries. Yet 204 strike rate Or Harry Brook was better than that. 211 strike rate, 95 off of 45 deliveries, 4 4s and 8 6s not out. Couldn't quite get his century. But man, oh man, 257 at a loss of 3. Now, India showed a little bit of fight, just a little bit of fight. They ended up getting to 201 in trying to chase it down. But man, when you give up 257, that's a tall order to overcome. And yeah, India ultimately could not, especially Abhishek Sharma, once again disappointing at the top. 3 runs, 5 deliveries faced, and he was gone. Really good showings by Shreyas Iyer and Tilak Verma at 2 down, and 1 down and 2 down. But boy, nobody else could do anything, and in the end, India was all done at 201. What are we seeing? Is this? I mean, I expected this to be a great fight between two champions, but what we've seen is an absolute destruction by England of the Indian side.
I think, firstly, we need to understand India's record, right, in England. That's pretty clear in the past. They are not very good against England in England.
Mhm.
We have seen that during Virat's time. We have seen that during Rohit Sharma's time. They just struggle on those teaming conditions. They can win games here and there, but usually this overall struggle. But what I saw was, I think this was clear aftermath of IPL. That's how I take it, right? In the IPL, every other game, 200 plus runs getting scored, one, and they're getting chased
Yeah.
easily, right? So I think that was the problem. Over here, initially, the start of every game, there's swing, there's seam, everything happening, and these batsmen were not able to counter that. That's number one point of how I see it. Number two, obviously, it was India's bowling failure than their batting,
Yeah.
right? So what happens when you don't have Bumrah, right? They
look,
know it. We all knew it that once
best bowler
Bumrah
in
is gone or missing in action, this is what's going to happen because he was the only who was keeping them together when it comes to as a bowling unit, right? Even though they had Arshdeep, but he can't really do anything.
What? He's no Bumrah. He's no Bumrah. Like, I mean,
Yeah, but
and here's the other thing of that, other side of this, right? I think
Yeah.
what we're seeing here is कि बुमराह की bowling की वजह से बैटिंग को कितनी support मिलती है, right? The batting can have that confidence that they start to lose when they know that they don't have an absolute killer with the ball. And not to turn this to Pakistan, but back when 4 or 5 years ago, when 4 years ago, when Shaheen Afridi was that dominant force, guess what? That helped the batting, right? When the batters have this confidence that you've got this killer, that even if you get out at 110, he's going to protect it, right? That makes a difference. That gives them the freedom, gives them the confidence to go out there and not play tentative. And I think that's what we're seeing with the Indian batting team now. They've started to play tentatively because they don't have that confidence of the rock that's going to protect them on the bowling side.
And even on the batting side, right? You lost Surya Kumar Yadav is not there.
Mm-hmm.
Usually he would, even if India lost 2-3 early wickets up the order, he would come in, he would stable things. They have all aggressive players. There was a huge debate going on that put the two youngsters, right? Suryavanshi and the other one is make them openers and they'll do this, they'll do that. And come on, they're IPL players. Everyone knew.
Yeah,
we all knew that they were IPL players, and that's what happened. They failed, both of them, up the order. So they needed a little more maturity. Again, you're playing against a world class team. England came with full force, and I think India needs to. By the way, I don't know if you heard that, but there is a huge meeting was called at the BCCI office.
I saw that. Yes.
So they're going to be making, a huge decision. That's what they're saying. The rumor is that the captain might change. Who knows?
For
And
the,
that's going to be a surprise if India goes that route.
in the middle of a series, because the ODI, I think that's 2 days away. That ये Tuesday को है पहला ODI.
I mean, they'll probably decide of what's going to happen in the next series. Obviously, they're not going to do in the middle of the series,
Yeah.
but that's what they're saying to analyze, because India hasn't gotten this bad of a defeat since, if I'm correct, since before they won the World Cup.
Well,
Actually,
and that's the
since
thing.
Rohit and
That's the thing, right? It's the
Virat's time.
whitewashing. It's the whitewashing. And now,
Yeah.
early on, look, they lost that second T20I 190 to 191. And they could still feel confident. Okay, hey, we scored 189 in the first one, and then the weather came, so we got no result. We scored 190 here, and England chased it down at the end of the 19th, but we were close.
Yeah.
But starting with that third T20, where they gave up 201 and then got just absolutely mauled by the English bowling, to be all done at 76. That's, I think, where and Vaibhav was in there, and he did hit a couple of sixes and then got out. 5 balls, 13 runs, 2 sixes, and done. And I called that out. I called that out a couple of weeks ago. Even it might have been back during the IPL days as well, right? Look, great talent, great young talent. He's a massive six hitter. But if you and this is Shep, with whom I cover basketball, football, and lately soccer. I've known him for 25 years, and we've had these sports discussions across the years, and it always sounds a little ridiculous to say, well, if you take all these sixes out, what is he doing, right? That happens in all sports. Well, if you take all the 3-pointers he's hitting, what does he have? But it's a legitimate argument. So I was watching one of his, I was talking about one of his matches, Vaibhav Suryavanchi's, where he scored 50 runs, 56 runs, whatever, off of 23 deliveries with 4 sixes. I'm like, okay, so he got 24 of his runs off of 4 deliveries, and then what did he do with the rest? And it puts things into perspective that yes, he doesn't have the temperament to actually be able to take those singles and doubles and extend his run and extend his team's chances, right? And I think you're right. IPL was one thing, but international cricket, it was a whole different thing, and it did not. I mean, the youngsters did not come through there, and England just absolutely destroyed it.
And it's not only that. That's why it's important, right? I mean, I'm not doing a comparison, but if you remember Misbah Huq's days, right? They used to call him a 2-dimensional player.
Yeah.
Either he can block the ball or he can hit a 6.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
There was no other thing. That's what I saw in Suryavanchi's game as well. That seems to, and the thing is, I think number one, they brought him into the team too early. That's how I strongly believe on that one. And 2 is that that's where Test cricket and ODI cricket comes into play. Why they are so important to develop the player, because no matter what, right? The whole team is really good, but if you don't have an anchor player who can anchor the innings, then you'll always fall short.
Look,
it is simple.
Yeah,
whether it's a 250 score chasing, you need someone who's going to anchor, who's going to hit,
yeah,
who's going to rotate. See, Virat Kohli. Why we talk about Virat Kohli, right? He was never a player who would hit 9 sixes in a match, 8 sixes. He would hit 3 sixes.
Yep.
But he would hit 15, 20 fours and rotate the strike continuously.
Yeah.
See, we have always watched cricket since you were a child. I have learned from actually players and all that. I've always heard and learned that in order to break a baller's line and length, you rotate a strike.
Absolutely.
That's how
keep
you
changing things.
break that confidence. If a baller is right at you, all you do is take a single continuously. That annoys the baller.
Yep.
Boundaries doesn't, because if you're hitting boundaries, he knows you have to just miss
You're
one
taking
shot.
swings,
That's it.
and yeah,
And that's done.
exactly. Yep. All right, Umair, thank you for calling in. I am a little over time, so
Hey, Uzair,
next.
Uzair.
Hey, Uzair, sorry, you guys are a unit to me. I don't know which one is Nehla, which one is Dehla, but hey, listeners, you can always catch Uzair and Umair on Nehle Pe Dehla on Wednesday nights. But right now, it is time to sign off. Thanks for calling in. Call in next Sunday. We'll talk more cricket. All right.
We'll do. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Enjoy your Sunday. All right, folks, this is Rizwan signing off. We are done with the Sports Spotlight. You're going to be listening to Atul coming up. Here comes a few words from our sponsors. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.